Hey, good morning, everybody. Sarasota Tim coming to you from a beautiful, beautiful day here in Sarasota, Bradenton, Sarasota, Manatee County. And yesterday, I actually ran 2 miles. And I remember how I used to go a long ways when I started running some time back. Quite a whiles back now, seems like, since I've actually run. It's not a run. It's more of a trot. If you really just go at a very slow pace, but you're going to pass up walkers, I'll promise you that. I was reeling people in. They were walking around the park. The tower is open. I can climb the stairs, but you can't park there. And so I thought it was a big deal to park where I was and then walk over there. But at the same time, I ran 2 miles. But after I got through running, I thought, should I go do the stairs now? Because you mind if I put my glasses on? I don't mean to be rude. I got glaucoma in my eye. My left eye is redder than a heart. And I don't know. Maybe I should call the doctor. These eye drops, maybe the nozzle I'm sticking in my eye and it's causing an infection. I don't have an infection, but man, they're just red. He did tell me you're going to have some red eyes. Anyway, back to the story. That's the best cup of coffee I ever drank in my life. That's Wawa, baby. Yes, with the cream, half and half only. They did not have the light cream today. I made a video about it. Check that video out. Hey, time out, folks. I asked you the other day, and everybody did it right then and there. I'm going to have to just wear you out and keep reminding you. Hit that thumbs up, would you? Go ahead. Didn't cost you a penny. I'll wait. You got it? Thank you. I appreciate it very much. What it does is it tells YouTube and the world out there that people dig this channel. And they're like, well, if they dig it, let's show it to other people. And then, you know, we want to add to the 177,612 beautiful souls we already have. We're going for 1 million. Sky's the limit, baby. You can be anything you want in America. That is, at least currently. Oh, here he goes. He's going to start talking about that crap again. Well, we'll try to wean off of it. We said our piece. We know how we feel. I know how you feel. I know how the others feel. Anyway, the election. Yeah, let's talk about it. What the heck? That is the best cup of coffee I ever drank in my life. That is such good coffee from Wawa. Michael said he worked at Burger King, or he used to go to Burger King. He didn't work there. And he got this sandwich and coffee every day. And then he started working here 2 years ago. He said, I can't even drink their coffee anymore because this is the best cup of coffee he's ever drank in his life. No matter how I make it, it's still great there. Well, I saw it myself. And that's exact. From the moment she started fighting Brett Baer on, can I finish? Can I finish? It reminded me of Ross Perot. Can I finish? And she should be entitled to finish, of course. You know, you just can't railroad somebody. But she was obviously, you know, of the failure in her interview. And that was when he asked her, at what point in the last 3.5 years did you realize that Biden was failing in his mental? And she, you know, did you see her? She goes, oh boy, wasn't expecting that one. They didn't tell me how to field that one. And she delayed. And then she just started, you know, talking. She had to. And she said, he's sharp as a tack. And I seen him in the Situation Room. And then, how about the one, in the very first question, how many people did you allow into this country since you and Biden took office? The question was a number. Not, the first thing we did is sign a thing, and you know what that was? She makes it sound like it was a thing to prevent people from coming in, that they acted on border control. The first thing they did, that bill, was to give amnesty to 11 million immigrants that are here illegally already. That was the first thing they did. Give them amnesty, make them voters. But, she didn't say it like that. And so Brett tried to interrupt her and said, yes, Madam Vice President. The question was how many? 1 million, 3 million? And again, filibuster, song and dance. People are good at that. Lawyers can teach you how to ask a question when you're asked a question, how to, start instead of like when someone asks you a question, instead of you answering, I think the first thing they teach you, it's a good thing because you get tripped up, is you just start talking. You don't answer. You just start talking. It's just an oldest trick in the book. And so when she didn't answer about how she knew that Biden had mental issues, some degrading, mental faculties, and when she didn't answer how many illegals were here, and she never did call or contact any of the families that were murdered by the people that her and Biden let loose that came across the border, just said she was sorry and felt bad for them, and she can't even imagine how they feel, but nobody's ever called them. It just shows how disingenuous. And, when we talk about Trump has them to the White House. Trump calls them. Trump does everything. There's a beautiful white Escalade. That is pretty. I love white vehicles. They don't give a rip. And they take no prisoners. Something's vibrating in here in my console. We're going to pull over here into the car wash. The reason I'm back here today is the car is filthy. I washed it 8 hours ago. No, it's not bad at all. What it is the inside of my glass. I've told you guys before, the plastics and the vinyls in here in this heat in Florida emit a fume that gives you a white film like you smoke in here. And I saw it this morning with that sun blaring in my eyes. My windows on the inside are filthy. So I'm going to take advantage of the free rags, the spray bottles, and all the cool stuff here at River Club Car Wash and clean the inside of the glass of the CC Rider. Now, back to the show. So she's disingenuous. Everything was blamed on Trump. And what about that part when Brett Baer asked her something and she goes, you know, and Brett says, actually, Madam Vice President, I don't know. Tell me, and she said, Trump's running was her answer for, that one was really lame. So even if she lied once, and you don't just come right out like Trump, you watch his interviews, he talks to people, and he doesn't let them finish the question. He's telling them the answer. And he knows where they're going with it. But he doesn't get baited in either. But he does answer the question. I remember during the pandemic, do you? When he did press conferences every day. He did them so long, I trailed off. I got tired of watching. The press was leaving. They ran out of questions. He stood there for as long as they wanted to ask questions. He fielded them every day. Do you remember that? I do. He'd come out. He had the scarf lady, and he had that other guy. What was his name? Never hear from them two anymore. The expert on the spittles. Some guy was really tight with Clinton, I guess. Doctor somebody. He had a terrible voice, and then he got it fixed. But anyway, if someone is disingenuous and doesn't tell us and lets the country being led by someone that, can't even hold his balance and blames everything on Trump, and she lost, here's another thing I want to mention. She lost her cool. She, at one point, now come on, you're going on Fox that is a foreign territory to you. You know they're going to press. Almost any of the media is going to press you when you're a politician. And you see how Vance handles, he'll probably be the next president. You see how he handles these questions? He even said, oh, just keep going. We don't matter how long the time is. He's very calm, and he answers in a very cool, that's why people like the guy. That's why he gets praised by all the other leftist channels. It's not what you say, it's but how you say it. But when you lose your cool, there's all these tells. It's like playing poker. She does not have even close to what it takes to be a true leader of the world. You know, she was an abysmal leader in the roles that she held that were given to her. People were, you know, she was handed these jobs. There's been reports from people that she's a terrible boss and berates her employees, you know, behind the scenes. I've heard all kind of things. If half of it's true. Now, I'm sure Trump doesn't take much crap either, and he'll fire you in a heartbeat because he doesn't have time. See, I remember when he first got elected in 2016, there was a lot of changeover. He only had that first, what do they always count, that first 120 days or something like that. And he was just trying to get it done. And, you know, it doesn't take a long time to know when you get an employee if they're going to do good or not. I mean, I can tell. But a lot of people let these employees stay because they can't find help. Good help's hard to find. But Trump doesn't tolerate it. He only wants the best. He's very particular. And that was leading me in my mind when I was saying that about something, about that first thing they did, that bill. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. They keep talking about it. The first thing they did when they took office was erase everything to do with building the wall, leaving the border open, and all of these other things that he signed, 90-something of them, into executive order. They just wiped them off the board. Well, this is no more. So they're the complete opposite. So if you thought you were doing better in 2016 for 4 years than you're doing in the last 4 years, then you just ask yourself a simple question. You know, could you afford groceries? Did you have to select, nah, I can't buy the Green Giant. I got to go with the Walmart brand. Or bacon's too expensive. Eggs are too expensive. You know, you got to join a discount club to find gas for, you know, a nickel cheaper. Wait in line for 20 minutes to save a penny. Doing everything you can. Cutting out certain things, certain subscriptions. And those things you don't need anyway. But people really having to find nickels and dimes I'm talking about families with children. You know, it's just, there's a beautiful 4Runner just came out of the magnetic gray. It's a limited too. Gorgeous. So, I mean, really, are you doing better? Well, a lot of people with money and 401s and have stock market, homeowners, you know, they got all this new inflated prices of their house. They could answer that yes and no. Yeah, I'm doing better. Hell, my house is worth twice as much as I paid for it. My 401 is way up. Stock market is crazy high. All right, well, you going to sell your house and get the money? You going to cash out your 401 or you sell your stocks and get your money? Because if you don't, but I don't have a crystal ball. I just can't tell. But I can tell you this. How much higher can gas go? How much higher can food cost? How much higher can rents be? Houses. How much higher can everything be and people don't make any more money and it be sustainable? So what would be their plan, the Democrats? Would it be come in, take all the money away from all the wealthy people and corporations and put it in a big basket and start doling it out to everybody? Would it be you'll own nothing and be happy philosophy? Will it be like they are in China where I don't know why I got this good job and I got a nice transportation and I live in this high-rise condo? They just told me. You know, when I got to be a certain age, they said, here's where you work, here's where you live. And if your neighbor does anything wrong and you tell us about it, we'll give you a little more coffee. Is that where they want to go? You know, they want to squelch the voice. They've been trying to. I mean, it's horrifying to even imagine the United States of America going in any close to that kind of a direction, because anything that infringes on our rights to bear arms, freedom of speech, and all the other constitutional rights that we have, that they want to change and rewrite and say, that's no good anymore. That was good back then, but it's not good now. We got better ideas. We're of the new. Yeah, we don't want your new. It's worked fine. And it may not be perfect, but it's better than anything else. Look at these other countries living in rubble. And their leaders are dictators. They're telling them what it is. Bombs and missiles are coming in. You know, they don't make any money. They don't have any capitalism. It's not a democratic, capitalistic country. We're the youngest country probably on the face of the earth. And we're the wealthiest, the most powerful military. I mean, how bad could our system be to want to change it and turn it upside down? I say no. I say go with the man that's been saying the same thing for all of his life, that we've already seen what he did in office. It's not a gamble like she is, okay? And when she was on The View and said, what would you do different than Joe Biden? Nothing. I don't see anything. I'm going to keep doing to you what he's been doing to you. We're out. We don't want that anymore. It blows. So now she's trying to backpedal that, as she is on everything. So this channel opened up the box, and there it is. Once Trump wins and we celebrate, and the country can go back to closed borders, people coming into our country. We love people. This is a country of all types and all religions. But we want them to love the country, love our people, and want to be here and want to obey the laws. And that would start with coming in legally. And we will continue to grow and bring in the people that we need for more jobs and to create growth and grow our economy. And you'll see. Now, we're in a big mess. It's anybody's guess. It's really going to be a tough for Miss Harris, Trump, anybody in the future that runs for president to take care and tackle a $23, $33, $103 trillion deficit, whatever it is. It's such a number. Of course you know it's an exercise in futility. Of course you know we're never going to pay it. So anyway, nobody's going to be able to pay off that big national debt, but we can still, I don't know, do something. It won't be in our lifetimes that we ever see a balanced budget. And finally, I'll say this, and I'll say this in defense of whoever's the president. Biden right now, Miss Harris if she wins, Donald Trump if he wins. While they're the president and they lead the country, they don't approve the laws. You have to have the House and Senate's cooperation and pass things that you want to see done. And they try to work with you because you're the commander. But they also listen to their constituents, or they just listen to themselves and make their backdoor deals. But that's who we really need to replace some of these people, these lifelong career politicians. I mean, you got McConnell and that other guy, what's his name on the Democrats that wears his glasses down on his nose, and a lot of others. I've never seen a commercial on TV or I see them out in the bus campaigning. They just seem to get elected every time. And they've been there my entire life. Some have been there 30, 40, 50 years. How is that? Is that some kind of club they're in? Meanwhile, the president's got to go out, all this money spent. So you see, it's kind of a rigged thing. But when you do have to have the cooperation of the Senate and the House, your hands are kind of tied. Now, some of the things they proposed to Kamala Harris last night was, well, when this bill was passed that you said didn't pass, you had complete control of the Senate and the House. It was democratically controlled, and they didn't do it. I think there was times when Republicans were in, and they had both, and they didn't do it. So you see, there's a lot. It's not like I'm sitting here saying, hey, we get the Republicans in there, and man, it is going to be honesty. It is going to be gravy. They are going to tell us the truth. They are the best in the world. Hell to the no. But they are a party of common sense that will keep the old game going. That's the best we've got. It's the best in the world. And the new game they want to create that they're not even talking about. That's why they don't share their policies. Because if they did, you'd be shaking in your boots. And they don't want to say and lie about these phony policies that won't come to truth. And then America will turn against them and say, well, you said all this and you're doing completely something else. So they just go, they zip it. And then when they get there, which is what they hope to do through any means possible, that means anything, then they will implement what you don't want to see, what I don't want to see. And even those that think they want the Democrats in are going to say, oh my gosh, what was that? They didn't say that. We don't want that. So my eye is so red and everything. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm very passionate. I'm very solid Republican, even though I'm a registered independent. There's only two to vote for, and I'm voting for the red. I'm voting for the Republican. I'm voting for Donald Trump. And I want to, if I do anything through my videos, it might reach the eyes and ears of people on social media. If there was anything that I said that caused you to pause to think about, oh, well, maybe they're not going to do what I think they're going to do, and I don't want to go down that road. Because in the end, it's like I always say about atheists. There ain't no atheists in foxholes. When the bullets start flying over your head, you'll be crying out. And when they start changing us into a communist country and taking away everything and telling you how it is, you'll be saying, what happened? I mean, I'm liberal, but man, I'm not socialist. I'm not a communist. We can't take a chance on some of it, any of it, all of it coming to fruition. And they want to get a toehold in, which gives them a foothold. And then if after 4 years of her, even if they go to snail's pace, or like Bubba likes to say, turtling it in, like they've been doing for a decade or more, through removing things from our educational institutions, from our colleges, and everything else, changing our holidays, calling them different names, removing Christmas trees. It's all been staged, and it's now ready for them. And they feel like, man, this Trump is really stirring the pot. He is causing so many people to think that if we don't just do something, and fast, we're going to lose everything we've worked for to own it, the most powerful country in the world. And if we can do that and become a one world order, or just a one country, powerful country, and tell everybody else how it is, not just the people, you'll own nothing and be happy. Don't touch it, folks. It smells to all high heaven. You must vote. You must not just believe it. You must not just go out and buy a hat or a shirt. You must not just tell people. You must not just keep gossiping it. You must not just keep watching Fox News or CNN or any of the others, or YouTube videos or TikTok. You must get there. You must fill out your ballot if you got one now. You must get to your poll on November 5th. You will wait in line like they do at Chick-fil-A around the corner. It's so good. And usually it's not much of a wait at all. You will bring your ID. You will get your sticker, I voted. And you will walk out and say, well, I did my part. I mean, that's all I can do. We don't go to the streets. We don't do anything violent. We don't break laws. We take the power that we were given if we registered to be a voter. We take that power. That's huge power. We let our voice speak. We let the vast majority, the majority rules. We let the electoral college come into play. We vote and we crush it.